Now it is time to move on We Love Movies, because we have Sarina Bellissimo in studio because she managed to catch up with Robert Pattinson. He is the star of the brand new Twilight. Sarina, the envy of an awful lot of ladies.
Yes,
because...
the sexy star you forgot to mention.
Oh, well. Well, he doesn't float my boat. But no doubt for many he does.
Ah, yes, yes.
But you managed to catch up with Robert Pattinson, and your first question to him was quite interesting.
Yeah, I heard that the audition process involved being in Catherine Hardwick's bedroom, so that's the director, with Kristen Stewart on her bed, making out the love scene.
I tell you something, you'd want to be very comfortable with your director.
Exactly.
You don't want to
co-star.
Yeah, because you don't want to end up kind of go Paris Hilton-like and go, what in the name of good Jesus is going on here?
Exactly. Well, let's hear what he had to say anyway.
Oh, yeah.
What was that all about?
I don't know, Catherine kind of pulled it out of the hat, saying like, oh, why don't you do the scene where you try and kiss each other and then you try and kill her afterwards? And why don't you do it on my bed? And, it was quite an unusual. I mean, I'd only met Kristen that day, and so yeah, it was kind of an unusual situation.
Nice way to get to know somebody. So is that when you proposed? Because there's rumours going around that you actually proposed to Kristen. What was that all about?
I don't even remember. I mean, like,
is she making it up?
What? No, someone asked me, and then I thought they were joking. So I was like, "Oh yeah, I do, I just do it all the time." And then Kristen's like, "Yeah, you did. You actually did do that about 5 times." I was like, oh, okay.
That's kind of scary, Robert. Someday someone's going to say yes, and you're going to have to take them up the aisle. No.
That would be a good thing, probably.
Now, you beat out 5,000 actors for the role of Edward, the most beautiful man ever. But is it true that you were obsessing about the role and you had a lot of angst in taking it on?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just thought, it's literally, that's the thing. When you read the book or whatever, the most significant thing about the character is his physicality and the way he looks and the way his body is and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I definitely was very... reticent about taking it on, first of all, mainly because I couldn't be bothered to get a 6-pack.
It looks good though.
It's all gone now. All gone to shreds.
Were you reading any of the blog sites as well? Because initially there was a backlash against your casting. How did you feel about all of that?
I was expecting it. So if you turn up at the Ideal Man audition, you've got to expect some kind of flack for it.
Well, look, you've turned everybody around. I was in a cinema filled with women and they were swooning. But anyway, you also played another really hot guy in the Harry Potter film, Cedric Diggory. Now, is there anything from that experience that can prepare you for the phenomenon of Twilight?
Not particularly. I mean... there's no way to... Everything is just sort of unexpected, I guess. But, it's just kind of... I don't really think you need to prepare for stuff. If you just sort of see it as all it's a bit of, everything's transient, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's kind of... Then it works. It's when you start eating into your own hype, then that's when everything goes wrong.
Yeah. Well, has life changed for you at all? I mean, you've been to a couple of those premieres, and the girls have been going crazy.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, luckily I never used to go out of my house too much, so that hasn't really. So I don't really see the change too much. It's weird in airports when people take your photo and you just got off a plane. That's kind of annoying.
But besides that, nothing much.
Yeah, nothing really.
Now, Edward's not only a vampire, but he feels a bit like a superhero in some of the powers that he's got.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his speed and leaping about, and we saw that in the first date. You took Bella on, on the treetops. What was that like, filming that scene, and are you scared of heights?
That was terrifying. It was one of the most terrifying things I've ever done in my life. We were up in that tree as well. It's not,
really?
Yeah, it's not even a green screen. It's like... and it was on the side of a cliff, and it was wet and kind of... it was horrible.
Oh my God, could it get any scarier?
That was pretty scary. And it was just so cold as well, and then people were just saying, "Look like you're having fun." It's like, I'm not having fun. It's horrible.
Is it over yet?
Yeah, no, it's impossible to act when you're 200 feet in the air.
Well, what was the best part about being involved in this movie?
I I guess just because there was such a young cast, which is very rare to have. I mean, everybody in it was right in the same age bracket, and so it was really nice. And we were all staying in the same place in this little town, and they were all quite good people. So I think that was probably the most fun thing. It was a really nice working environment.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the best thing.
Oh, cool. And what's next for you?
I don't really know yet. I'm gonna have Christmas with my family, and then I guess I'll just see. I have no idea. I don't really have any plans set in stone other than the Twilight sequel in March.
I was going to ask, when does that start filming?
Yeah, in March in Canada, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Can you tell us, for those of us who haven't read the books yet, what's in store for Edward?
Well, basically, he's not really in it, the second one. He kind of... He leaves Bella. I'm giving everything away now. Yeah, because
No way!
yeah.
I'm devastated.
Well, it's because she loses a lot of blood in front of his whole family,
Yeah.
and they all go nuts and try and kill her and drink it,
Oh.
and so Edward just thinks, all right, this is a little bit ridiculous. Let's skedaddle.
Yeah, well, that would make any girl want to leave a man. Even one as beautiful as
She's
Edward.
licking the blood off the floor, yeah.
Well, Robert, thanks so much for spending time with us. It was really cool speaking to you, and enjoy this Twilight phenomenon, and enjoy Christmas.
Thanks very much, you too.
Thanks, Robert.